Welcome to Get Indie Gaming and to our January edition where we cover a fair handful of indie games of recent times that you might have missed when they first came onto the market. Coming up later, we have a rather fine Zelda lookalike, one of the most enjoyable puzzle games out on the iOS, and a neon-soaked action arcade FPS. See anything here you like or fancy recommending a game we might not have seen, please feel free to jot down your thoughts in the usual place. Published by Devolver Digital and released onto the PC in late October last year, High Hell is a concise, unpretentious and unashamedly in-your-face, fast-paced action shooter. While fairly short in length, you play through the game's 20 levels in rapid succession, where the aim is to take out the bad guys as quickly as possible. At first glance, High Hell seems like a generic classical bare-bones shooter. There's one pew-pew style weapon, unlimited ammo and limited controls. You take very small amounts of damage before dying, and in general, there's almost no health packs within each level. We're big fans of the art style with its harsh neon tones, blocked out shapes, and crazy ragdoll physics. Boss fights are fun, and towards the end, reasonably tricky. A typical run-through will take in the region of 2 hours, although with repeated plays, it's possible to complete the game in under 15 minutes as you find new routes and side subquests. While High Hell is certainly a challenge, it's definitely time well spent within a beautiful and satisfying exceptional shooter, and at under $10, it's not one that hits you too hard in the pocket.
An ambush. Brigands descend upon the company and butcher most of the men. You are left in command now, and you order a hasty retreat to save what few men remain. Your employer promised riches to slay the brigand leader.
At this month's number 4, we have Battle Brothers, which came out onto the PC back in March of last year. It's a turn-based D&D styled offering where you manage a team of mercenaries and soldiers from towns and other settlements you find across a 2D map. You're able to give them names, weapons and other equipment which you can level up in the traditional methods. We found part of the main attraction with Battle Brothers arose from the inventory and resource management systems. Everyone you recruit to your army needs feeding, paying, and armor and weapons need purchasing and, when damaged, require repairing. Within the gameplay map, you'll find plenty forts to loot, alongside many other creatures' lairs to explore. The combat mechanics are fun and enjoyable, although you do wince every now and again when you find that your recruits have sprained an ankle, lost an eye, or even an arm, or indeed having failed to come back at all. While nearly a year old, there's plenty here to keep you entertained. While as a channel we've moved away from covering many of the out-and-out puzzlers, one of these games we couldn't miss out in showcasing came out on the iOS in October of last year. Campfire Cooking is a grid-based puzzler that's easy to dismiss as being overly simplistic, and yet deep down there's a serious strategy aspect going on here within the 100+ levels. From a visual perspective, the cartoon-like design fits well with the commentary, and the vignette around the screen helps to add focus. Like every good puzzler, the controls are simple, there's no in-app purchases, and the well-produced soundtrack and narration make this, together with the puzzling, one of the finest games of its type on the iOS platform. While it's certainly easy to class Blossom Tales as a simple Zelda copy and paste, it does certainly pay homage to its inspiration, although it does have unique aspects and layers of charm that offer a satisfying experience for fans of this type of game. In a distinctive design choice, the gameplay narrative comes from the perspective of a grandfather, telling a story to his 2 grandchildren. The story suggests he's told them about the legend of Zelda so many times that they've gotten bored, so now he's shifted his new tale onto a story about a knight called Lily and her quest to save her kingdom. From an art style perspective, like many games using faux retro style, this won't be to everybody's tastes. Neither perhaps will the narration style, which others have called a homage to The Princess Bride. Its combat systems, the dungeons with their puzzles, some being more challenging than others, certainly offers an engaging and enjoyable adventure that, while not offering too many original ideas, is a fun way to while away the hours.
Alright, I'm here to tell you about Loot Rascals, the video game I'm in. You've crash landed on an alien planet and you've got to save your pal Big Barry from a weird monster thing with tentacles.
Taking the #1 position for January and another one that came out in the first quarter of last year, we think many people will have missed out on the launch of Loot Rascals when it first came out. Here we find a turn-based strategy roguelike, all within a brightly coloured hexagonal landscape. As you move around the grid, each move counts as a turn. Monsters and other baddies will move and jump into your place on the board, which of course you're able to do vice versa, and having done so, this instigates the in-game combat. Defeated bad guys drop loot cards which you can equip to boost your stats with a card-based inventory system. Careful placement of these cards can either increase or decrease the loot's power, which adds an extra layer to the already fun and charming accessible gameplay. With its light-hearted narrative, ever-changing procedurally generated levels, and a subtle sense of humour, we found replayability on this aplenty. If you did miss Loot Rascals the first time around, it's well worth getting hold of on the PC or the PlayStation 4. And with that, many thanks for watching. Still to come from us this January, we're starting a new series looking at indie game critical reviews, our view over the games, seeking funding on Kickstarter, and a few more items we're still working on. Hope to see you all again here soon for more videos.